Right, Shalom Akim, Kahalan Ma Yahabashim Yashabashim Hakudash, and double on the scriptures and apostles, thought the Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video as well. And this one I named it, what did I name it? Conversation without caution can cause strife. So, of course, really, all it really sums up to is if we're not careful with our words or who we commune with, then it can of course lead to vain conversations and also strife as well, which in other words is arguments. In fact, I might as well start with the definition of strife. So let me get it here. Because of course, certain situations, I really I got a few video ideas just from watching the Apostle Tahar video based on IUIC that was preaching on in a barber shop, which at the end of the day that was just entertainment, to be honest. You got a guy calling out the precepts, but then all the Israelites there couldn't care less what he's talking about. You got certain moments in the video where Jake was trying to overshadow Jake in the in the conversation that we're having, man. You had IOIC raising their voice, and you had Jake raising their voice as well over them. It's a competition of who's got the loudest voice. But yeah, the point is, it was all folly at the end of the day. As I said, it's pretty much entertainment at that point. Because of course, if they can't even hear Yahushua's words, what's the point of staying in that place, man? As the scriptures say about dusting off your feet and then leave the place, man, to see where you've preached. But anyways, let me get this. So this is the definition of strife. It says an angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues, conflict. So I'm going to read it again and say some words. So it says angry or bitter disagreement. So it tends to involve emotions as well. Typically you can be with something that may affect you personally. That's when people can get bitter. Such as two-thirds when they hear that they've been worshipping an idol the whole time. So that's something that they may be bitter about, especially the ones of them who may deem themselves as smart or wise in this world, but they're not actually, because wisdom of the world is foolishness to the Most High, as the scriptures say. So that's an example of having bitterness from disagreement. So that's why sometimes when you talk to Christians, they may feel the bitterness that after all those years of worshipping their idol, they now have to come back to Yahweh, Yahushua, but because of the pride within them, and obviously the bitterness they'll feel from the fact that they didn't know this, the fact that they don't want to humble themselves, that's what creates the bitterness. And of course, the bitter disagreement is there. So let me read it again. Angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. Fundamental issues, man. Jake having the curses, Jake not knowing the names of the Most High, Jake not caring about Yahweh, Yahushua. These are fundamental issues, man. Of course, which are easy to solve, but it's all the Most High's will why there are two-thirds that need to be reborn into the kingdom of Yahushua, and also one-third of whom Yahushua then bring into the kingdom, man. It's all direct Yahushua, where we have the opportunity to get to his kingdom. So that's the definition of strife. Bitter, angry or bitter disagreement. That's the Google definition. Angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues, conflict. Let me see if there's any others. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So I'm gonna I gathered a few precepts, for the lesson as well. So I'm just gonna get that. So like if I don't sound too clear, just have a little cold, but it's fading away, the irritants are in time. A few days or soon enough it's gonna clear off, but yeah, it's all good. So let me get this precept. Because, you know, even with dealing with worldly people, man, you just gotta be, we gotta practice having patience with our words, man. You know, sometimes, you know, there'll be a need to be more direct, you know, and at certain times you just have to be more patient with certain individuals, even of the world as well, you know, just for our sake, so that we don't need to get into unnecessary strife as well. So, arguments. We get this, Proverbs 29 verse 22. Proverbs 29 verse 22. So this is Proverbs chapter 29 verse 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. So, you know, let's actually see what it says here in the blue letter. Stirreth up strife, which means, of course, one is in their state of anger. Of course, there's more of a chance for them to get into a bitter or angry disagreement with another individual. Hence why, you know, if Jake in the world is in their anger, it's best to just try and cool them down. We ourselves, you know, we also have to try and cool us, pray to have a cool spirit as well in those moments, man. You know, to pray to in order to have the ability to cool down our spirits. Because at the end of the day, it's Yahweh Shai who decides what happens in each of our vessels, man. So strife. Root word is Madon. You know, I'll just play it.
Strong's H 4066. Madon.
So Madon, that's the root word. What does it mean? Let's go to Strong's info. It says brawling, discord, strife, outline of Bible passage, contention, strife, contention. So really, you know, as a Google definition also referred to, angry or bitter disagreement, man. That's what it is. Angry or bitter disagreement, you know, or conflict. So that's the same thing. Let me read that scripture again. This Proverbs 29 verse 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. So, you know, these are just different states. An angry man and then a furious man aboundeth in transgression, which I believe to be to obviously turn away from something. That's what it means. This is transgression.
Strong's H 6588.
Pesher, which is the root word for, it could even be pashar in the Hebrew. You know, I'm just trying to use some discernment there, but deduction, I mean. So transgression, it means rebellion against individuals, nation against nation. Transgression can also be against the Most High in general, as recognized by sinner, as the Most High deals with it. It says guilt of transgression, punishment of for transgression, which really, offering for transgression, it really just means that turning away, man. That's what it means to transgress. Turning away. It also mentioned rebellion there as well, man. Which, you know, one could also say, use an example of the 2/3 they have transgressed against the Most High's laws, which in other words, they have just transgressed against Yahweh Shai, man. You know, the men and the women of Israel. So, one more time. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. So, of course, to abound in something is really when you have a lot of it. So transgression means to turn away, which means many more times a furious man will turn away from things, man. You know, it could be obviously an example of turning away from the Most High's commandments. That's one way. And obviously, let's say if you to see it in a worldly term, a furious man or an angry one, focusing on a furious man will turn away from the order of things as well. You know, they may be the one to rebel against certain things when it'll be more wise to just, you know, be quiet and then just follow up, man. Follow up the orders. You know, even in a worldly sense, it still applies. But of course, scripturally, you know, one who is furious, they will turn away from the truth as well. So, you know, so it all depends on the Most High as well at the end of the day. You know, that's why I have to pray for a calm spirit too. But yeah, an angry man stirreth up strife. So, you know, they always want to get into that disagreement because it don't sit right with them that for years they've been worshipping an idol and now they've got to change to Yahweh, the original powers. They can't comprehend it, some of them, because the Most High has kept them in their delusion. Speaking of, might as well get that as well. This is Isaiah 66 verse 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. So of course, you know the way it says in Proverbs 29 verse 22, it says, a furious man aboundeth in transgression. So of course, you know, sometimes even in that fury, there is no wisdom in that fury, man. And what I'm trying to say is, obviously, when you're in that state of anger, it could be hard to actually apply precepts and the wisdom of the Most High. That's why sometimes 2/3 will say stupid things like, you know, if the Most High really loved me, why did my child die? Something like that. And then someone that will be furious and then start turning away and started to convert into atheism and all that nonsense. That's because they've lacked wisdom, man. You know, with these scriptures we do learn. Of course, not to say that we don't feel anger. We do feel anger, but you know, this is why scriptures say meditate upon the precepts diligently. Because, you know, careful and persistent effort to meditate upon them. As what does that saying goes? You are what you repeatedly do. So of course, what you repeatedly consume in your mind, it will start to nourish your mind and change your mind for the better. Of course, if you consume positive things, the scriptures, then of course that'll formulate your mind better as well. You know, in using wisdom to navigate day-to-day life. Then if you consume all that nonsense of the world, then that'll start to corrupt your mind too. That's why, you know, it's always that battle between the flesh and the spirit, man. You always got to nourish the spirit by studying the scriptures, you know, studying the apostles to get the proper breakdowns as well. Apostles of Great Millstone. War. You know, praying, fasting to strengthen the spirit, man. Because, you know, it's always that battle, flesh versus spirit. So, let me try to get to the topic, because I said the topic is a conversation without caution. Can cause strife. You know, bitter and angry disagreement. So that's that about the angry man and the furious man. You know, 2/3 lack wisdom. That's why they just let the fury go, man. Which they then transgress against the law. You know, as I gave in that example, Jake converting to atheism just because of the fact that they don't understand judgment. You see? Meditate upon the precepts diligently. Careful and persistent effort. That seems to be a scripture I keep bringing out lately. Psalms 119 verse 4. Psalms 119 verse 4. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. That in itself. Yahweh has commanded us to keep the precepts, you know, line upon line, within the Bible, within the scriptures, to keep them diligently. Careful and persistent effort, which means obviously don't get it wrong, get the right breakdown, and also persistent, which means continuously study them, continuously think about them. Because every time you come across a scenario and you don't know what to do, precepts, always think about the precepts, man. That's what's going to help us guide in the right way, and pray to Yahweh Shai so that you stay in the spirit, so that you do get reminded of those precepts in those specific situations, man. Hence why you continuously pray and then you fast as well, man. So yeah, back to the topic. So Proverbs 15 verse, let me get another one. Proverbs 15 verse 4. Actually, it's not even that. Okay, cool. It's verse 1. So that link, this pretty much links to the previous precept, which was, well, not the previous one, but the one, Proverbs 29, verse 22. This is Proverbs 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So Proverbs 15, verse 1. Because, you know, we got to be careful as well when dealing with people of the world. You know, you got to have a way with your words with them, man. You know, tell them the point, but of course, know how to tell them so that you can diminish any vain arguments. Especially when you don't need to be wasting your time, man. If you ain't got time to waste, you gotta be careful of how you deliver your words to them. But yeah, Proverbs 15, verse 1, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So let's search the root word for grievous. I think that means painful.
Strong's H 6089. 8sev. 8sev. Second entry. Etsev. Etsev.
So it's either etseb or 8seb. 8seb, etseb. But that's the root word. And which means, and that's for grievous, by the way. The word grievous, the root word for grievous, etseb, is an earthen vessel, usually painful toil, also a pang, whether of body or mind. Grievous, so something painful. Let me see something. So pain, hurt, toil, sorrow, labor, hardship. Pain, hurt, offense, toil, hardship. So, you know, adversity, man. Hardship, pain. That's what grievous is. Let's get to that precept one more time. Proverbs 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So, of course, words of which will cause other people pain will stir up anger, man. Which really, you know, scriptures do say, though I'm rude in speech, not in knowledge. I mean, that's what Paul said in 1 Corinthians. That I'll be rude in speech, not in knowledge. In the ministry, obviously preaching, we gotta get the message out no matter what, man. Your feelings don't matter. That's the point. But you know, when dealing with day-to-day life, people of the world, we still have to be cautious of our words. You know, in the job, you know, school. You know, can't just speak so foolishly and be like, all right, let me cause this guy pain through my words. No. You know, you just gotta be cautious, man. And that will take practice as well. You know, I know myself. I'm a young vessel, so I still got things to learn, such as you know, especially that precept right there. Proverbs 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger, man. So, of course, sometimes it's just you know, that's something that has to be practiced, man, because the way certain heathens or Edomites just be trying to poke you, you know, trying to make you explode. Yeah, man. That's why we gotta constantly pray, so that we have that stern and calm spirit as well. And yeah, give them a soft answer. So that's the point of Proverbs 15, verse 1. And of course, grievous words, talking about painful words, man. Which again, when it comes to the ministry, remember what Paul said, man. Thou be rude in knowledge, not in speech. Or actually, Salaki, let me actually just get the thing, the precept. Thou be rude in speech, yeah, not in knowledge. So 2 Corinthians 11, verse 6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in heaven, not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. I'll read it again. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 6. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So, of course, man, sometimes when you talk about the scriptures to certain people, when you're preaching them, of course there's going to be some grievous words, man, some painful words that they're going to have, which obviously they will interpret as rudeness, man. Just being blunt and direct to them. Like, if you don't follow Yahushua right now, obviously this is just an example here, a very simple one. If you don't follow Yahushua right now, then eventually in Jacob's trouble you're gonna die, and then the death won't be some normal plain natural death. No, you won't die by the nuclear missiles, man. The lake of fire, man, which will be formed from the nuclear missiles. That as a simple message, which is representative of thing, obviously, what's the thing of the nuclear missiles. I think that's Joel 2, if I'm correct. I think Joel 3 is the value of Jehoshaphat, but yeah, Joel 2 based on the arrows, the missiles. So of course that's their destiny, but they'll see it as ruinous because you're talking about their death to come, for them not following a certain action. So those of them who are angry, now I'm coming back to Proverbs 29 verse 22 and Proverbs 29 verse 22 about anger and